Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still to the chance. Paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you once again. I appreciate you all for finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Chelsea News Roundup Show. I do hope you're all doing well. We have quite a lot lined up to talk about. And as usual, if we exhaust all the items we have lined up, then we'll go news hunting because, yeah, chances are as the show progresses, new stuff will emerge and it's important that we talk about it. And be rest assured, as the show progresses, if anything new emerges, Chelsea Perspective will be the first place, one of the first places you'll hear about them. We'll talk about Simons' progress. We'll talk about Nicolas Jackson to Manchester United, Jorrel Hato, Christopher Nkunku, Raheem Sterling, and of course Alejandro Garnacho. That one has refused to go away. And please, I want you to do me one favor, one tiny bitty favor. Drop a like on the video, more importantly, but also try to keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I will assume you're having a good conversation with somebody in the chat, which you have every right to do. And we do encourage that actually. First person here, Amy Spicy, says, is this song downloadable? No, but I will make it available very soon. Here's the plan. I want to create a playlist where all the songs that I'm able, because it's usually not easy to create a good one. Some sound AI-ish because it's AI indeed. So I'll make a playlist of them so that you can go download them there. Maybe let's see what happens. But thank you for asking that question. Ty, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular evening. It's still 3:15 p.m. For me, I have a meeting scheduled in an hour's time, and still I would again. I have to take my voice for piano lessons. I don't know if that's going to happen, depending on when I finish my meeting. So Colt Palmer, big up to you. Is that who's that going? You're an OG here, but I don't know if that's Jeremiah. Fawole. Hello to you too, Shadik. Nice to see you. Shadlik. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And because we're streaming in a vertical format, here's what you do to see the bells and whistles. Press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the like, comment, and share options. Swipe up to go full screen. But please help us garner more likes. The likes do go a long way. We're still a smaller council. We still do beg for likes. Hello, Chelsea, Uzbekistan. So you're from Uzbekistan, I'm guessing. If I got that correct, thank you. Welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Fill our home, express yourself. All we ask of you is just to keep it a civil. But thank you for joining us. Iremide Kolawole. I have my friends in Lagos. Kolawole is their last name. Yep, but I like your name. But thank you for joining Blues Forever indeed. Thank you. Win Stanley out for wanting Garnacho. I think if we're signing Garnacho, it'd be because the manager wants him, not because the directors want him. And these days, here's the thing. We hate Garnacho all you want. Chances are he'd cook at Chelsea. Do I want us to sign him? I'd say no. But if we persist, then yeah, who am I to blow against the wind? I think they've proven that they know what they're doing. So I'm not going to question the decisions they make, honestly. Big up to you to share Wendy Williams. I got your message and I liked it to indicate to you that, yeah, I would do that for you. But if you can be specific and what sort of image you want, that would make it a lot more easier for me. And I have Chelsea signed too many players. No, I don't think so. But thank you for joining the conversation, Taos. Also, it does look like this is your first time here. If that's the case, feel at home. Welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Here, your opinion matters. All we ask of you is to keep it a civil. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. And I have my bro, Zion from Blue Clouds Media. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. He says, greetings to you, my brother. Greetings to you, too. I appreciate you for finding the time to join us. BCM, that's the command. All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And without wasting much of your time, I think we will start addressing the items we have lined up. The first one, this one here. Let's see what else we have. Okay. Watching live on the X. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Please get head to bro. Is it Hato or Hato? I need to learn how to pronounce that his last name correctly. I love that young boy. I think he's good. I think he's good. Understudy to career, and you could say to an extent competition. But I wouldn't call him backup because he's a very good player. Big up, big up. Okay, here, there you go. The command trigger. The command is exclamation mark BCM. BCM stands for Blue Clouds Media, and it reads a big up me. People go and subscribe to my bro's YouTube channel. The link is there. Let's help him get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He works very hard, and I think he should have at least 10,000 subs. But here's the thing. Please do me a favor. Go and you will not regret it. Trust me. Let's see. Big up, DJ Swab. Maresca does not want Garnacho. This is Stewart and Win Stanley assigning. They are more or less begging for Garnacho, not Maresca. But here's the question I want to ask you. Don't get offended. How do you know that Maresca don't want him and that the sporting directors are begging for Garnacho? He wants Xavi Simons, and we're pushing to sign Xavi Simons. It's not. It was never going to be either. It was never going to be either. It was never going to be either Xavi Simons or Garnacho. They're not comparable. Xavi Simons is a much better player, and he has the attributes that we lack. That if we get him, he brings good balance to our squad. Garnacho doesn't bring that sort of balance. Xavi Simons is more of a 10 that he is a winger. So I don't think in my opinion, to my understanding, I don't think it's going to be either one of the two. I think definitely we want Xavi Simons, and we're pushing to sign him. And he's indicated, yeah, he's open to joining Chelsea. He's attracted to our project. In Garnacho's case, I think it has to be an opportunity. Again, if we see a good opportunity to sign him, knowing that we could sell him for a bigger fee in the future, it may well end up not happening. Honestly, I don't think. Listen, my question is, how do you know that Maresca doesn't want him and the sporting directors are begging him to join Chelsea? I don't think that's the case. But you are entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine, and we don't have to agree. And in fact, if we all agree, then something is definitely wrong. I hope you understand that. Yeah, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go a long way. 34 people following the show on YouTube. I think we can do a lot better than that. In total, we have 101.34 on YouTube. The rest is shared between X and Facebook. Whether equally, I don't know. Okay, you say you can confirm that too. I'm not going to believe you, except if you show me a tape of where they're having that conversation, where Maresca says he doesn't want Garnacho, and the sporting director said, "Yeah, definitely, you're gonna have to make do with Garnacho. We cannot sign Xavi Simons." Then I'll believe you. I have the right not to believe you, and maybe you're correct, but I don't believe that. That's just me. Okay. He says, trust me, I know that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, but I don't believe you. I'm gonna leave it at that, except until you show me a video of where they're having that conversation to sign Garnacho for him and now Xavi Simons. And I'm gonna say this also, both are two different profiles, and I don't think it has always been the case of one of the two players. No, I don't think so, really. But that's just my opinion anyway, and you're entitled to yours, I'm entitled to mine. Maresca doesn't want Garnacho. How do you know? And how do you know that we're actually serious about signing Garnacho? How do you know if that we're not using him as a small screen? There's no way to tell. If you remember, Chelsea fans thought that definitely that Ekitike was joining Chelsea. It turns out we weren't serious. Actually, all we did was to inquire his availability, and we were told that he's available for 100 million, and that's it. So I don't think nothing confirms that, yeah, we're indeed serious about signing Garnacho. Nothing whatsoever. But again, that's my opinion. Chances that DJ is correct. Chances that Maresca doesn't want Garnacho, but the sporting directors are trying to force Garnacho on him, just like DJ Freston. That's why we're here to have a conversation. But for me, I don't believe that for 1 second. Garnacho plays in an area where you can say we're blessed at the moment, and I don't think we're serious about signing him. I think our priority right now is to get the Siemens deal over the line. Garnacho, if we end up signing him, it be because yeah, we did see it as a good opportunity to sign him for cheap. Considering Chelsea have sold or released the 32 players in 3 seasons, they have to replace them. No to Garnacho. Far too much baggage. That's how I see it too. But that doesn't. If the club wants to sign him, they will sign him. Do I want the club to sign him? No, I don't want him. I actually did something you could call a meme where I said, "God, no, Cho, I don't want him because yeah." But and to be honest, from afar, I've been you could say led to believe that he has an attitude issue. What that is, I don't know. But at the same time, you could argue his case is not in isolation. A lot of players there in recent months have had issues with the hierarchy or the manager. You can count the English international who's on the verge of joining, or maybe if you have, I don't know if he's joined Barcelona already. That's also Jadon Sancho. That's also Alejandro Garnacho. They also had issues with a Brazilian international that joined them from Real Madrid. So there's no way to tell if, in fact, he does have attitude issues. We don't know, except for clearly his brother's behavior on social media. When he doesn't get to play, his brother will be throwing tantrum all everywhere. But that's by the way. I'm just going to stick with. There's no way Maresca again. The case would be that Maresca doesn't want him, and the sporting directors are forcing forcing Garnacho on him. It just doesn't make sense, and I refuse to believe that's the case. Uh, Chances are DJ may well be correct, but I don't think that's the case. Win Stanley out for wanting Garnacho, and I've asked you that question. How do you know that he wants him? Don't give my sources. I didn't ask you for you. I don't want your sources. I don't want to know. I'm just sticking with, as I said, until you show me a video of where they're having that conversation and where Maresca says he doesn't want Garnacho, and then the sporting directors told them, "Shut the heck up! You have to work with him, or you're fired." I'm exaggerating, of course, but I don't think, yeah, the manager. I just don't believe that, honestly, and I have every right not to. But big up to you too, Ty. Nice to see you out. I hope you're doing well. And Joshua Todd Barley started off good. Now he is lost. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment. I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment, really. Hey, Coach, big up to you too, Danny Music. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Still under Jackson nonsense, not including European football, domestic games are only first 2 seasons. I don't want to talk about Jackson anymore. If he stays, he stays. If he leaves, he leaves. Honestly, I heard Real Madrid want to sign Enzo. That's nothing new. I've been hearing that for 2 seasons right now. Whether that ends up happening, I don't know. Who should be the left back? Let's keep the topics aligned. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and then we'll start discussing the items we have on the screen. Let's see. Dante, big up to you. The first item we have on the screen here talks about Atletico Madrid are close to finalizing the signing of Renato Veiga from Chelsea. Only minor details. Good luck to him. I liked him and I wanted him to make it at Chelsea, but he had to do what he had to do because he was looking out for himself. So good luck to Renato Veiga, a good player. He has that sort of mentality. You could say that's typical of players that, yeah, that it'd be correct to call them Chelsea through and through, or proper Chelsea. But big up to you, Dante. Thanks for joining us. First item, we're on the screen here. Renato Veiga looks like, yeah, that's it for him. And you could argue, had it not been that he pushed to join Juve, I think he'd still be a Chelsea player. And he's the only reason why we're looking to sign Hato. We did sign him as a left back. We knew before time that he's a versatile player, that he can play as a DM, left centre back, and left back. You could argue which was the reason why we signed him. But he had to leave to get to play as a centre back, to, you could say, to ensure he gets the opportunity to play, continue playing for the Portuguese national team. But let's hear your thoughts, Dante, and I hope you're enjoying your holiday vacation in Dubai. But go ahead.
You had to add that in there, didn't you?
I had
Yeah,
to.
big up, coach. Big up, Bobby. Everyone in the chat. Yeah, I'm good. Very good. Yeah, look, Vega. He made his choice. We bought him for cheap. We're gonna make triple that money. So it's basic. It's a win-win for club and player. Clubs buy players, sometimes use players. Players sometimes use the clubs. It's a business. It happens. One thing we're good at with this new ownership is business and selling players. So yeah, look, like I said, it's a win-win. It's unfortunate. Yeah, will he? Can we bring him back and say he starts? No, that's not going to happen. He wants guaranteed starting minutes as well, and he got that at Juventus. Put him on the stage, starting for Portugal because of it. So he wants to keep that going, and fair enough that he's got that right. But we're going to triple our money. So, like I said, it's a win-win for both parties, in my opinion. I don't mind that one bit, to be honest. So, yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah, stop. I don't want to start the sort of fight we've had 10,000 times. The advice is stick with the current topic. I'm a human being. I like to interact with you. When we get to Jackson, if you bring it up, then we'll talk about it. The reason why I talked about Jackson in the first place, if I did, was because, yeah, when we start, traditionally we do go through what we have initially in the chat, say hello to everybody, discuss briefly with the point they bring up. I don't want to start fighting with you again, Stav. You know I love you, but you know how to start a fight, and I don't have the energy to do that with you right now. Bobby, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Your thoughts, Renato Veiga. It looks like he's living. I'm happy. Win-win, a win for him, a win for Chelsea. I wouldn't say he used us as a stepping stone. Joining Chelsea usually, you could say, presents the talent of the player in question to you could say established clubs, because I don't think a lot of clubs knew much about him before he joined Chelsea. He joined Chelsea, got to play in the Conference League, in the Premier League Cup games, and then became a darling. You could say uh, the whole world started singing him, and now he's getting a dream move maybe for him. I don't know whether he deep down loved Chelsea as he proclaimed he did when he joined us. But good luck to him. Win-win. I'm not angry. I just it just that just, you could say my hopes of him making it at Chelsea, because I like his attitude as a player. That's just that. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, big up, guys.
Big up
Good.
to you too.
Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, I was a fan of Renato Veiga, but I've completely moved on. He's clearly moved on. Um, okay, we sell him. There's some profit to be made. I don't really have any feeling about it anymore. And to be fair, he's going outside of the Premier League, so you know, fine. Um, I won't say good luck to him. I'll just say fine. Bye. That's it. My concern right now is that Chelsea um, arm themselves with an adequately strong squad for the season. I think that's going to be crucial, considering the competitions we're in, and considering the fact that the top three have strengthened themselves significantly. Um, we've got to match that. So I'm keeping an eye on the squad, and I want to see it abundant in terms of strength in depth, in terms of rotational ability. That's what I'm looking at now.
All right. Your concern. I was again. I knew you were going to talk about that. Your post in the panelist group is reflective of that fact. But I'm not concerned. I think one more, even if we go into the coming season with just Xavi Simons alone, I think we're good. But if we get Jorrel Hato, even better. But I think definitely we'll get in Jorrel Hato. Xavi Simons a plus makes us even stronger. But yeah, let's see. The Prince is here. The Prince says, Coachila, any latest news about Sterling and Chilwell? We'll get to that in a bit. We have a lot lined up to talk about. And once we exhaust those items we have lined up, we'll go news hunting if we don't have any more stuff to talk about. Most of players will be sold for a loss. The goal was to hold them in 8-year contract. Then make do with the best of them. And if you're not good enough, you get to go. And if you don't want to stay, then you get sold. It's really that simple.
Well, I'll
I
challenge
don't
that
think.
statement, Joe.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Which player have we sold this summer for a loss? What do you
No,
Exactly.
no,
mean by
he
that?
said most will be sold, but I haven't seen us
Not for a
again. We
loss.
haven't sold any for
For
a
a loss?
loss at the
Oh,
moment,
no.
but it's gonna happen. Definitely, you could argue for Raheem
Yes,
Sterling. You
Sterling,
could
and
argue
if
could
they
be
get
sold for a loss. But go
Sterling,
ahead.
and possibly if he leaves, Nkunku, but and then maybe Chilwell, if you can regard them as losses. But I think we've been making some serious profit from our sales so far.
Yeah, I agree. There's not many losses. One thing this ownership is good at is selling players, and if not loaning them out, getting loan fees, larger loan fees, the other clubs paying their salaries. We're not losing. Like Bobby mentioned Nkunku. No, we're not going to lose on Nkunku. We bought him for 55, 52, whatever it was. We're going to sell him for 40. We're not losing it. It's already been 2.5 seasons, 2 seasons. We're not going to be losing money on him. So yeah, this ownership is very good at not losing money on any players. I think there's only a couple, probably two or three, we've lost a little bit on. The rest have all been profitable. So, or at worst, even. So yeah, no, definitely not most players.
Yeah, and this here he says most again, not most, a few, definitely. Greetings to you too, Bobby and Dante. That's me saying hello to you guys there.
Good evening.
Renato played as a centre
Big
back
up,
at
me.
Juventus. Yeah, he did, which was why he left. He wanted to continue playing as a centre back, and logically, if you look at where he played for Portugal. He wants to make sure he keeps his place in the team because if he goes to the club and keeps playing as a left back, I don't think he'd get a chance to play in that position in the Portuguese national team. If anything, he's not going to be a starter. If he gets to play, but he's not going to be a starter. So he wants to ensure he keeps his place because he played as a centre back and did well. Maybe it was the manager's advice for him to leave Chelsea and go to a club where he gets to play as a centre back. I have nothing against that. It's just my hopes of him. Again, my hopes of him remaining at Chelsea and becoming again a regular at Chelsea were dashed. That's just that. Honestly, he's just looking out for himself. I've just okay, no problem. I understand. I just wanted to let you know. This sell is similar to Nani Madeke win-win farewell. A huge win actually, nearly 100% gain, if not much. But let's see how much he gets sold for because it looks like Atletico currently are penny pinching. Pedro Ganja, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And Tobago, always nice to see you, Tobago. I do hope you're doing well. Big up, Bobby. Let's see. Big up to you too, Chelsea King. Thank you for joining us. Pedro Ganja also and Salmino could be a good sub for Kukurea. Do I think he stays? I don't know. Rumors are that we're looking to find him a good loan. Please agree with Bobby about the squad. No, okay, you agree with him? Is that what you're saying? P.S. Agree. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let's see. What's happening? Blues a lot. Stick with us, and we get to them. Beat Mikhail. Nice to see you, bro. I don't think you've used this account here on the stream. But it looks like you did that on X, not on YouTube. But nice to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Mbaye okay. He says, Benoit Badeshile, I'm not sure I can't read what language you've written that with. Joshua said, Mudrik was a loss. I mean, we haven't sold him yet. I don't think he counts as a loss. He's still a Chelsea player until that changes. Then maybe that's when we'll take our time to calculate whether we made the gain or we sold him at a loss or maybe cancel this contract. Let's see what happens. Okay, apart from 5 million, For Kepa, I wouldn't count Kepa as a loss. I think we got our money's worth. Kepa, you could argue his penalty heroics won us at least two trophies. His penalty heroics won us the is it how's it what do you call it again? Europa Super Cup or European Super Cup?
Yeah, the Super Cup.
Yeah, and his penalty heroics also won us I think Europa League and I think one cup game, one league cup game or so. We got our money's worth. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a loss. It'd be a loss had we sold him a year after he joined us and sell and for the amount we have on the screen there. Benoit Badashile isn't going anywhere. I get it; he's currently injured, but when we addressed the list of the untouchables of players, the club isn't looking Chelsea aren't looking to sell. He was on that list. He's a good player, and I think the manager likes him. This is see, yeah, loss definitely because I don't see any club paying us anything close to how much we paid for him. But not too many of them actually. If anything, 90% win. Honestly, possibly Sterling and Chilwell would be a loss. Sterling definitely a loss. Chilwell, I wouldn't say a loss. Chilwell, we've gotten our money's worth. He's won a lot. Champions Leagues, European Super Cup. I think how many trophies in total? I wouldn't count that as a loss, really. I like him to be honest. With again, as a Chelsea fan, I do like him, but it is what it is. Coach Bobby Dante, Chad, viewers up to Chelsea. Thank you so much for saying that, Mikhail, my bro. I appreciate you saying that. Who we buying next? We get to that in a bit. We're taking them one by one. But so far, they are okay. But to me, okay, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there. No wonder I cannot find the chat because you. All right, let's see what you have. Yeah, hey man, what's I can't complain. How about you, Azo Ali? I do hope you're doing well. Big up to you too, Bobby. DJ saying you're always saying nonsense, but he's saying hello to you.
Big up,
Still
DJ.
cannot see much of the chat. Press and hold your screen if you're using a small device, and if you're on YouTube. Check out the pinned message there. I think you'll be able to find a way. Big up to you too. What else? Scroll to the very bottom. Next item. You still have faith in Jackson? Yeah, I still do. Listen, if this helps, I don't know if this helps. I'm not saying he's perfect. The only thing he needs to start doing is just to start being efficient consistently in front of goal. I've said this a billion times, but I'm going to say it one more time. It doesn't help to be Nicolas Anelka today and then Darwin Nunes tomorrow. It doesn't. If you get the point. He finished his first season with a better record than Didier Drogba in his first season. Maybe that helps. We need to be patient with him. And if he stays, it doesn't hurt. Then we have a deep squad and he's capable of winning us game on his day. That's what big clubs do. So, but I'm going to go back to saying the question is, would he want to stay? The club's valuation of Nicolas Jackson simply says, yo, we're not looking to sell him. It's as simple as that. But let's see what happens. But the news won't go away. The news just simply won't go away. Go ahead, Bobby.
For a third time, Jackson has come out and he said, look, he wants to stay and fight for his place if it's possible. So what he's saying is that if the club push him out, he'll go. But he's not looking to go.
And the club, you said we're not looking to sell him too. But
that's
there
why
are
the
conflicting
valuation is so
reports
high
out
from
there.
Chelsea as well.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean, the valuation has really made a statement as to what we feel. I don't know. You know, football's a funny thing. You never know what's going to happen, especially in the transfer window from one period to the next. But for the time being, we have to assume that Nicolas Jackson will be here next season.
I would like him to stay. For the reason I've explained here. Hello to you to Sydney Katana. Nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. The vertical format isn't a lot of people aren't familiar with how it works really. But more likes, people. 22 likes. It's looking good. We can do a lot better than 22 likes. We still have 65 people following the show.
I bought
Let's
my
get the
shirt.
likes up. Go
I
ahead.
bought I bought my Chelsea shirt with the logo. I just
You
couldn't
guys are
resist
gonna
that
make
one.
me buy another one, but I'm not buying another one. I'm keeping mine the way it is.
Well, I had to get that one because it's vintage stuff,
You can
Do
just
you
buy
and
the
know
logo first.
Dante has told me the same thing.
and
Now I feel
it
like
is vintage
again
stuff.
I was too quick to go to purchase the jersey. But go ahead, Bobby.
It is vintage stuff. You get that thing. It's kind of once in a while, unless we
Exactly.
go and
Yeah.
dominate and keep the cup. Then even then, this is the first one. So if you're a collector, you have to collect this one. The one I'm looking for is the 25, the white 25. If I can find that, I will go for it as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Mikhail here is saying if Winstanley keeps pushing for Garnacho, I want Winstanley gone for starters. That is just you being a typical Chelsea fan. And I'm going to ask you the same question I asked DJ. How do we know that they're pushing to sign him? If we're pushing to
Coach.
sign him, it's simply, for me, it would simply mean that Maresca wants him. He's agreed for the club to push to sign him. But here's the thing: as long as we get Xavi Simons, even if we sign Garnacho, I wouldn't mind. But I don't want us to sign him. I'm going to say that. But does my the fans' opinion on whether they want him or not does it wield any measure of influence with regards to whether the club ends up signing him or not? I'd say no. If they want him, they will sign him. I just hope, please, just sign Xavi Simons. If you want to sign Garnacho and even Marcus Rashford, go hijack it. Up to you. But just sign Xavi Simons because in terms of what's it, Garnacho himself, were blessed in that department. Him joining doesn't change anything. Him alone joining doesn't make the you can say it doesn't change our sport from good to bad. No, it doesn't. As long as we get Xavi Simons. But that's my opinion anyway. But let's see what we have here. The thing is, Chelsea midfield is great, okay, but a striker like a Jackson really bored for the team. We need a good striker, good finishing. I think we have that alone right now. We're not lacking in that department. The defensive area is most, to be more specific, a left back, which is where Jorrel Hato comes in. But we get to that in a bit. Adding insult to injury, Winstanley wants to sell Chalobah to finance Garnacho's purchase. I don't believe that. I don't
Coach,
believe that.
honestly, this I've been trying to
Yeah,
bite my tongue, but this comes back to this thing that we said yesterday. The fan base, the people just inventing stuff and
the
saying,
media,
"Oh,
the media. I don't blame the fan base. The media and big accounts.
It's those big
yeah,
accounts that are putting that out, and
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, this
again, they're
player
doing
said
what they normally
this.
do.
The sporting director said this. They said that. It's not true. They've not said anything. Even the whole Garnacho thing, it's a Man United hard sell. They're pushing that stuff. They are pushing hard. They want that guy out of the club. And we're just there because they know that we're looking for wide players and we've got money. That's all. So they're trying to pin it on us. I'm not saying the club haven't looked at him, but I don't think it's as ferocious as they're trying to say. I don't think so. If anything, it seems to me that the one they're pushing is Simmons, and even then, it has to be done. You have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, spot on, Bobby.
All right. All right. Let's try and keep the topics aligned, people. I appreciate you all. I had to stop discussing. Yeah. Sometimes you make exceptions. How was the deal of Xavi Simon? Leave
Shouldn't be
me alone.
sleeping.
People don't realize that sometimes we have to play João Pedro and Jackson as a, yeah, it's a possibility. Both can actually start in the same game. All right, I'm gonna skip to the very bottom and then apologies. We will again when we get to that topic, bring up whatever you've said right now. Let's keep the topics aligned, please. I respect all of you, but if we keep switching between topics like this, it can be exhausting. And as much as I like to interact with you, I'm a human being. Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, Newcastle. How does Chelsea get into impossible? Here's the thing: that is driven by how you see those big names that are signing. Let me be clear to you. You see how many signings Liverpool, how many signings they've made. I think they will need some adaptation period, which makes it will make. I don't. They're not going to come close to winning the league next season. And remember, I told you that. It's really that simple. Except if they focus on, you could say, gradual integration. Even at that, they're not going to come close to winning the league next season. The closest right now is Arsenal, given that they're not making too many changes. But the fact that what's his name, Thomas Partey will not be there anymore is a huge problem, and Zubimendi isn't that guy. So it's really not that simple. Signing the shiniest of toys doesn't mean that you get to win the league. It doesn't work like that. If it works like that, then yeah, we could have won it 2 seasons ago, or maybe just conclude the season. Let's see what else we have here. Just quickly, I'm gonna freestyle, but please, and out of respect for those of you in the chat, all of you, the OGs there, but please let's keep the topics aligned. We're talking about what's his name? Renato Veiga right now. EPL is usually won by having the best defense. We should stop buying attackers and get a cover for left back, left center back, and maybe even CDM. CDM, no. Maybe you don't know Isugo very well. Given the usual suspect that are made of glass. Isugo is there. I think we're good, honestly. All right, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go a long way. Bobby, DJ saying that thank you, Bobby, for making that, bro. I agree 100%. I was laughed because of what I said. Then again, I am not surprised, to be honest. It is how it is now. I'm not sure what are you talking about? What is DJ talking about?
No idea.
What are you?
Sorry, I didn't get that either.
Okay, DJ, you heard them. So what are you talking about? I'm going to say Liverpool first, Arsenal second, Chelsea third, Manchester. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. Joshua says that Liverpool got Hugo. Yeah, Hugo with who? Hugo that hasn't played in the Premier League. He's
I
not
had
a
a feeling
finished
he's not a
article.
Chelsea supporter.
He's still very, very raw. Yeah, so signing Hugo and Florian Wirtz doesn't mean they win don't mean they're gonna win the league. No,
Wow, that
it,
Hugo's tall. He should be a
yeah.
basketball player. My goodness.
But Bobby, I thought that video. Are you talking about a video you saw? I think
Yeah,
that's people making fun of him. Actually,
Yes.
that's
yeah.
not real.
So,
No,
really?
I saw that video in question. That's not the real Hugo Ekitike. People
He's not that tall,
just
Bobby.
making fun of how tall he is.
Oh, right. Because I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I was like, wow.
No, then he's
That's
not gonna be able to play.
the last tall player like that I saw playing for Liverpool was forgotten. He played in
The
the League
Englishman.
Cup. Yeah, I've forgotten his name now. He played in the
Yeah,
League Cup.
but even that the video you're referencing, the guy in that video is taller than what's his name? The one that nearly broke Mikel's name,
Yeah,
leg, so to speak.
yeah. He is. That guy's a giant in that video. I was like, oh my god. But okay,
Yeah, he's 190 centimeters, so he's tall, but not
not
that
like
tall.
that. That's basketball tall.
Yeah,
I was like,
and it's
you're in
funny
the
at
wrong sport,
Liverpool.
boy.
Mikhail saying they have to be favorite. I don't think so. With those two signings, no. Especially if what's the other guy that Bayern wants? If he leaves, they're gonna struggle. Forget
Luis Diaz.
Wheats and the Kitike. No, but it's a good conversation. We'll see. Gunners,
But Diaz
Arsenal
doesn't start.
more
He's
of the
not a striker.
favorites. Arsenal are more positioned to win it now. But missing Thomas Partey is huge. The same mistake, not a mistake too. I think they had to let him go because of that baggage. The outward baggage that he had with him. They covered it up until the season finished and found a way to let him go. But Zubimendi isn't that guy that will help him get there. And I don't think Declan Rice alone can do it in that sixth area. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
he
they
can.
got another guy there.
Zubimendi is the guy they got. Who else?
No God.
No, this other Spaniard.
No God, yeah, no God.
Oh no, God, yeah. So but I think, yeah, I wouldn't call it a mistake because they just had to let him go. You see, when had they pushed to keep the guy that went to Bayer Leverkusen, Was it Bayer Leverkusen?
Xhaka, yep.
Zaka. Is that Granit Zaka?
He's
The
coming back to
following
the EPL, by the
season, they
way.
could have won the league had they
In
kept
the,
him.
you think so?
Yeah,
He's
that's my
coming back to the
opinion. But let's
EPL.
see what happens.
Yep.
Wicklet Barron share. Chelsea will be the darkest. All right, let's stick to the topics, people, please. Signing doesn't guarantee top four. There are some factors coming to place, adaptation and all that. Is that adaptation? Is that the correct word? Word acclimatization, maybe. I'm not sure the correct word to use there. I No, no, no. Leave them. Leave people here. Don't. People are entitled to their opinion. Let's see what else you have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Victor. Who?
He's a basketball player, coach.
Okay,
Seven
the
foot
tall
three or
guy. Okay,
something like
Hugo
that.
Ekitike hasn't been proven. Hasn't even proven himself in the Premier League. It's not guaranteed, honestly. Let's see. Uh, that's a good move for who? For who exactly? I'm not sure. But let's move on to the next item. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 77 people following the show and only 23 likes. Okay, there you go. We have three tabs open for the Nicolas Jackson topic. The first one reads, okay, from the perspective of Nicolas Jackson himself, the priority for Jackson would be to stay at Chelsea and fight for his place. But if it isn't possible, which is I think Bobby already said something to that effect. If he's
Yeah.
being pushed out or something, or maybe you could interpret that to be if he sees that he's not going to be starting games, something like
No,
that.
don't add
United
to
would
it.
be
He
considered.
said, if it isn't possible, it doesn't mean, oh, you're not starting games. And you see, this is where we start to
No, no,
create.
Bobby, you can't say for sure what that necessarily what it means. We don't know what he has in mind to say that.
I
But go
know
ahead,
what
I'll
it
listen.
means. If it isn't possible means if the club decide to sell him,
Okay.
then then he'll be happy to go to Man United.
So you're
He
saying
can't close that door, but he's not saying, oh, if it
so
isn't
you're
possible, if
saying
I
it
don't
wouldn't
get
be right
game
to
time.
say if it isn't possible could well mean if he looks and sees that yeah he's down the pecking order, it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
well,
I
We're not
think,
if
sure
Man
what
United
he
come and
means
say
here.
we want you as our starting striker, well,
Yeah,
that will
it
change his
could mean
mind.
anything.
Yeah.
It could mean anything. But his thing, it's
I
not
don't think
straightforward. But
Nicholas
let's read
Jackson.
it through.
I
Go to
think
the next tab, read it in the third one, then we will break it down.
I
And
don't
I'll
think
let Bobby start.
Nicholas.
The
I don't
priority, I'll let you
just to
start,
add
Bobby. Let me
to
just
this.
read the three tabs so we have every information we need. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right, the first one reads the priority for Jackson would be to stay at Chelsea and fight for his place. But if it isn't possible, United will be considered as a good option. The latter part, for me, I wouldn't overlook that. So the second tab reads Manchester United have been approached with the opportunity to proceed and start talks for Nicolas Jackson. This is so vague. I'm not sure what to make of it. Who approached them? And the
Exactly.
third one, Nicolas Jackson also would not close his doors to a move to Manchester United, even without Champions League or European football next season. Quoting Fabrizio Romano and Give Me Sport. Let's hear you, Bobby. What do you make of those three reports that I just read to you?
Right. It's quite clever spin because they are basically trying to concoct a story from bits and pieces that have been said all along and then added their own words to it. I think the long and short of what that is that Jackson wants to stay and fight for his place, but if the club decide to get rid of him, he has no choice, and then he has to think where would he go, and of course, if Man United come for him, of course he's not going to start burning his bridges. Of course, he would say, "Okay, fine, I'll go there."
Deep.
That is, you see, we tend to over subscribe to these things. Um, I think Nicholas Jackson is away on his holiday somewhere,
In
chilling.
Senegal. In Senegal.
Yeah, in Senegal, chilling. The fan base and every man and his wife is out there with all their different agendas, slinging all these different stories. The club, I think their position is very clear. Listen, we don't really want to sell this guy, but if you're so desperate for him, we have enough. We can cash in, drop 100 M's. I think that's fair enough. You look around, you see the going rate. You look at what Ekatike went from this season. You look at Man United, what they got Hoyland for the season before. Why should
Mhm.
we all of a sudden lowball ourselves for Nicolas Jackson, who has 8 years left of contract? We've developed him for 2 years. It just doesn't make any sense. And he's a very good player. He is. He doesn't finish his dinner, as we've often said. But I think that could still come, and probably will still come. So um, I'm not that. This is what the transfer window is all about. People are going to keep throwing all these different rumors, and unfortunately for us at Chelsea, we have so many players, and we tend to attract so many of a mixed bag of interest that a lot of invented stuff is put on our plate. I think a lot of the rumors we're hearing is just cap, absolute cap. The transfer window for us is quite simple, as you've said. Simons might be just be the only person we're going for. I think it's him and Hato, and that's it. And then there'll be sales, and I think the focus of our sales will be those we know. It's not really going to come too much from the first teamers, apart from the first teamers that we know, which is Nkunku. They've already done what's his name? Oh goodness, they've already done Madweke. So it's our business isn't going to be as intricate as is being suggested, and we certainly are not going to gut the squad. We'll have 25 men, absolutely, but they must be the best that we have because we've got a lot of injury prone key players. Lavia, okay, the midfield is well stocked. Hopefully, we can take care of him. But the defense, people are saying, oh, they prefer Wesley Fofana to Chalaba. I don't think Maresca will be that stupid. I think he's going to keep 5 men in the back because of Fofana, because we have since Fafana has been at Chelsea, he has never given us a full season. Never. He barely gives us 3 back-to-back games. Why do we think next season is going to be any different? So there must be cover for him. As long as we have cover in the defense, left back, right back, striker rotation, we're good because we're going to need it big time.
Yeah, here's the thing. Just quickly, the Chalobah thing. I think that's just. I think it'd be correct to say big account exploiting the vulnerability of Chelsea fans, knowing fully well that if they put out something like that, people will suck up to it, and they're doing
I
that.
get emotional.
And I'm going to say this: if Chalobah ends up leaving, it'd be because he wants to leave. Just as we've seen the report that Chelsea are no longer looking to sell him because everything comes down to what the manager wants, and he's proven to be one of our best defenders from mid-season
Definitely,
to the end of the season. In the Club World Cup, he's improved honestly,
definitely.
and I didn't expect him to improve to the extent that I say he's actually getting his ability on the ball is actually acceptable,
There were
and I
two
think the manager likes him.
There were two things Chalobah did in that final, right in front of Maresca, that I know he's not going to get rid of this guy. One is the he ran and did a slide tackle when what's his name?
The,
What's the
the
name of?
former Napoli guy,
Yeah, when
Cava.
he was free. He all he had to do was go towards goal. Chalobah ran some distance, caught him, and slide tackle cleanly. Then another action was where he got the ball. There was a bit of a scramble, and he pinged a cross-field pass, pinpoint to the feet of Pedro Neto.
He's
He's
improved.
he's a baller. He's
Yeah,
always had it in him. Why on
yeah.
earth would you want to get rid of that player? Unless he, as you said, unless he turns around and says he wants to go,
And
which
that's
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
think he's going to do. But if he does that, then okay.
I don't think Maresca would want to let him go. I don't think so. Because
Mm.
remember,
You'd be stupid if
already
you
we
don't.
have Disasi on the market, right?
Yeah.
And irrespective of what people think, I think it gets into the point where the club will just take the availability. They say is the best ability.
Yes.
Honestly. But let's see what happens. I think he stays. If he leaves, then it'd be because he wants to leave, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because by the way, so the I think we've read the three the three items we have lined up for Nicolas Jackson. Okay, one more, Dante, before you speak. This one ties it to the possibility of us signing um, Garnacho, Alejandro Garnacho, and it reads Chelsea have opened their doors to United to sign Nicolas Jackson, and they still maintain an interest in Garnacho. United are aware of Chelsea's potential interest in Garnacho, and they are open to discussing conditions of a swap deal involving Nicolas Jackson. I think we'll ask them a lot more than they will run away, or maybe they. Because I think Garnacho, for me, I'm not saying he's a bad player. My concern is the behavior thing, quote unquote, attitude issues, which from afar, we're just going back what we heard. But I'm ready to support him if the club if again if we end up signing him, because yeah, he'd be a Chelsea player. That's just that. Do I want us to sign him? No. But here's the thing: pay attention to the fact that yeah, it's chaotic over there. Not just him. Sancho, the one that's going to Barcelona, even Casemiro. There are plenty of them having issue with the hierarchy or the manager. But that's, by the way, Dante. Let's hear you. You can also discuss whether you have issues with the club.
Yeah, I can't hear you, coach.
Really wants to sign him. Who am I? We can barely hear you, Dante.
No, I've got full service.
We
It's
can
not me.
actually, we cannot hear you at all.
I
Yeah,
can
Okay,
there you
hear
go,
him
coach. It was
well.
you, I think.
It's you that keeps breaking up.
no,
Yeah, coach, it's you that breaking
really?
up.
Okay, okay, go ahead,
I
Dante.
missed what you said there. Sorry, I didn't hear you at all.
I'm saying the last tab on Nicolas Jackson, which ties the Nicolas Jackson topic,
Hmm.
like I said, to the possibility of Garnacho coming to Chelsea. So your thoughts, and I want you to talk about the Nicolas Jackson thing. And do you have again? Would it be an issue for you? Should Chelsea move to sign Garnacho?
Yeah, look, first of all, if it's people are going pretty crazy over the internet about this one, it's not a straight swap, people. Chelsea will not accept a straight swap. If it is going to be a swap involved, it's going to be Garnacho plus Man United probably have to pay another 40 to 50 million on top of that if they want Jackson. So if that's the case, it's not a bad deal at all, to be honest. And again, what we said, if Jackson wants to leave, well, if he's guaranteed time and maybe they're starting striker for Man United and their system will really suit him the way they play, maybe he might want to go. But Chelsea will want the valuation they put on him. And it's not going to be a straight swap with Garnacho. Garnacho,
Swap
they
deals hardly ever happens these days.
it won't. That will not happen. This is what the fan base is crying over. They think it's a straight swap with Jackson. No, 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 no. It's not a straight swap with Jackson. It's Garnacho coming our way and another 40 to 50 million coming on top of that if they want to do it, Man United. So, first of all, to get that out of the way, that's not happening. So, yeah, look, people hate Garnacho just because of his attitude when he scores goals, sometimes the way he plays.
And what
Obviously,
attitude, really? Because
when he
that's
scores
when you
goals, the
ask
way he
people
shows
this
off, how he
question.
celebrates, it's his look as well, the look as well. So he's an arrogant kid. He's a very arrogant kid,
You
and
can say
that's
if you point into his look, then it's just stereotype.
it is. And
And you
unfortunately,
could
I think
also
a lot of
the
it is
fact
that.
his brother's behavior on social media doesn't help either.
Correct. But people are forgetting he's a 20-year-old kid. So yeah, if he comes to Chelsea, I can guarantee you now, Maresca, but especially Enzo Fernandez will take him under his wing and there will be no trouble at all. And if there is, he'll be out straight away. So I can guarantee you that won't be a problem if he comes. He's one of those that everyone hates, but when he's playing on your team and he comes to us and he's playing on our team, a bit like Cucurella, everybody hated Cucurella and still a lot of them still do now. If he was on another team, we would hate him as well because what he does and the way he plays, his antics, etc. Well, Garnacho does that as well, so that really doesn't help him. But I can definitely see that changing if he comes to Chelsea, and if Maresca wants him, no problem. And I don't think I know DJ said it earlier that Maresca doesn't want Garnacho. Well, I don't know where with that one. There's a couple of people that said that I saw that Paddy guy that yeah I don't trust, and then obviously there's Johnny Minerals that brought that up. So I wonder who.
How do you know that? How do you know that Maresca doesn't want him? How do you even know that Chelsea are serious about signing him? Except maybe because Fabrizio Romano are saying that we're still, you could say, open. It just listen. And the annoying thing is that once they bring up that, and if you counter the argument, they become your enemy. That's the only thing I don't like. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, coach. So it's just speculation. No one knows the truth. If he comes to Chelsea, it's not because just Win Stanley wants him. Just one of the sporting directors wants him. Everybody has to say yes to that. So that's for me. That's nonsense. I don't believe that at all. That's not how it works. Unfortunately, not when you've got a manager like that. That's not going to work. And not after he's won and they're giving him
And
basically
Maresca is a very
what he
stubborn
wants.
manager. If you
Yeah,
do that, he can
I'll be right back. Sorry,
turn
I'll be right
around and
back in a
say,
second.
yeah,
Sorry.
sorry.
He said he's coming back. It seems like he had to rush
Oh,
off.
okay. So my point is, if Maresca doesn't want Garnacho and Chelsea sign him, I think you'd hear about it.
Yeah, I mean,
He, he's that sort of manager that he doesn't. If you do that, he's gonna let the public know. So I don't think it makes sense to be pushing the narrative that the manager doesn't want Garnacho, but the sporting directors are forcing Garnacho on him. And let me say this: if in fact I think what's his name Dante mentioned that it was Johnny Mineral that started that. That's because his thing is again he's provocative. He needs something to annoy the fans to get the sort of views he wants. How does it make sense that the manager doesn't want a player and the club are forcing it on him? And that's it just doesn't make sense.
it doesn't, and it's not the case. You know, if he comes, and it's still a big, big, big if, it will be something that um, Maresca has okayed, to be
It's
honest,
really that
because
simple.
he's earned the right to choose a little bit, and I don't think the sporting directors will want to upset him. You see, this is the thing about certain aspects of the fan base. They start inventing what they want, or if they don't like a player, or if they want certain things to happen, they then start inventing stories, which is quite unfortunate, really, because um, I don't know. Some people fall for it because they're desperate for news of some sort. But it's a shame. It's a shame. I just
No,
don't.
I don't fall for such. I'm very hard to actually convince. I don't suck up everything I see out there, and I advise people not to. If Garnacho joins Chelsea tomorrow, Bobby has said it, Dante have said it, and I'm saying it. You don't have to believe me. You're entitled to believe that that's the case. Then, if he becomes a Chelsea player tomorrow, it will be because what's his name, Maresca said yes. It's really that simple.
It is. I mean,
Sorry,
what
I'm
what
back, coach.
what personal interest do the sporting directors have for Garnacho that they would just override their manager that has proved to be successful for them? I mean, it
Exactly.
doesn't
And let's not
even make
forget,
sense.
Go
Maresca's
ahead,
come out
Bobby.
and said the last few signings that we made, he spoke to all of those on the phone prior to them. João Pedro was on the phone, probably a couple of hours with him talking about it. So
Yes,
he has to approve it. He has to talk to those players. It's not that straightforward. It's not just one sporting director wants one player and yeah, we sign him. That's not how it works. They work as a group. They work as a team. It's not how it works. It might have been that at the start when they started because we had to get so many players. They bought a different type of players, but that's not the case now. Not even close to that.
No,
Yeah, Bobby, you want to add to that? I know you probably let him start speaking because he was speaking before he excused himself. Were you still speaking, Bobby?
no, that's not. He's. I stepped back because he did say he was coming back, and he's
Okay.
quite right. I think we're all in total agreement on this one.
Yeah, we don't disagree. We did not disagree on this one. The only one we disagree on, Bobby still believes that Nicolas Jackson won't leave. I mean, it's looking more and more like it's going to happen, and I want him to stay,
So
unfortunately.
you always have
Um,
to find the fight, don't you? It's like you're like Stab. I thought you told Stab you're not ready for fighting today.
no, no, Stabs is a troublemaker. You know that. Let me tell you a story. We
Yeah.
did $100 giveaway,
Yeah.
and he won it. And I tried to
Wow.
send Stab the $100. That was 3 years ago. He doesn't have a PayPal account, but he told me he has one. I tried to send it. PayPal said, okay, he needs to create an account. Staff went on a public and posted, give me my $100. I'll tell the world about it.
Oh
You know
my
what I
God.
did? Then I sent the $100 to Nick and said, please give it to staff. I
Why
don't
didn't
know
you do a
how
direct bank
staff
transfer?
is a serious trouble, hothead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should have done a direct bank transfer.
No, I don't know. We can, but he gave me said he's certain he had a PayPal account at the time, and I sent the money. Got stuck halfway. PayPal saying, "Okay, let him create an account," and he swore he had one, and I showed him the screenshot. He still went and made that comment. That was when I couldn't believe it really in public. And I just had to send it to Nick and say, please give him the $100. Okay, Pedro got to saying Enzo Fernandez might want another Argentinian in the squad. I don't think we'll sign him just because he wants him. I think the only advantage would be he'd help him settle in quickly. Yeah, you say, but let's see what happens. The fact that it's coming from Fabrizio Romano could mean that there's something to it, but not necessarily certainly that there's something to it. But we'll see. I don't think it's a priority signing for us. I think the priority signing right now, more importantly, Jorrel Hato, then more because than Xavi Simons because he's traditionally a 10. And Xavi Simons, we wanted to sign him when he was at the Barcelona academy actually. So not he's not new to us. But despite let's see, but I don't want him either. Yeah. No Garnacho. A lot of Chelsea fans don't want him. But if the club wants him, I don't think you can say disapproval of the possibility of him joining us wields considerable measure of influence. Big up to you to Temidayo, Oluma, Rakami, Dante, Bobby, and everyone in the chat. We appreciate you finding the time to join. Chelsea fans, unfortunately, again, the poll we had on nearly 60% plus, one and gone. And chances, I'm not sure how he's going to take it if he sees as such. This is getting serious. This is the Joshua in the chat. Dante, you're paying attention, right? Yeah. Okay. So they will both end up again. It's never going to be a straight swap because Jackson more valuable than him. Honestly, that's just my opinion. 14 million for Garnacho. If you want to sell, fine, do it. But why Garnacho? I don't know. So, but I don't. My point is, a lot of Chelsea fans honestly want Jackson gone. They don't care about how he broke. What's the Didier Drogba's record in his first season and all that. So let's see. Bayer Leverkusen among the clubs monitoring Chelsea's Raheem Sterling. How probably alone. That's the only thing I think they'd be able to do. With us paying, you could say, more than 50% of his salary, because I don't think they pay a lot there. Um, this guy, it was easy to know, to realize the moment his camp released that a statement at the time. that yeah, we're in for again, we're in serious trouble. But Dante, what would be the best way to solve the Raheem Sterling problem?
Yeah, look, if no one comes in for him, I think it's just going to be loan after another loan because there's still 30 million plus owing on his contract, and he will not take a cent less for a payout. I can guarantee
Yeah,
you that. And yeah, I think the only way really to recoup some money is to loan him out. The
season
years,
after season.
yeah, the years count down. The price, goes a little bit better because obviously, he's been here a while, and you get a bit more money after all the salaries paid and etc. So the only way I see it will happen is if he goes on loan. I don't see no one buying him. And do you see Sterling accepting a lower wage? I really
Nope.
don't see that, to be honest.
No, he's not playing to impress anybody. He's not.
He's not, no, and he's comfortable. He's fine with. He already said that he's not reducing his salary for no one. So good luck to him finding somewhere. And it's unfortunate because we're stuck with him. But hey, I'm sure the ownership learned a great lesson from this one, and they did because they changed that system very quickly and turned it around. So look, I think unfortunately it's going to be loan after loan and another couple of years of that till his contract runs out because no one will buy him. I doubt it very much. Maybe like Juventus might say, all right, give him 5 million. We'll give you 5 million, and then we'll take him. They can probably afford a little bit his salary because they've got some high salaries. Leverkusen, I don't think so, to be honest. I think their highest earner was around £70,000. So yeah, I don't think Leverkusen can afford him, to be honest. So look, a lot of clubs will make inquiries to get him basically for free and to get him to sign a new contract on a much lower wage. Will Sterling do that? I doubt that very much, to be honest. I think he would rather stay, run out his 2.5 seasons left or whatever it is, and get all his money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
just
got.
quickly stop. I don't want to do the receipt thing with you, but I have the receipts. But I don't want to do that with you. If you want to deny, maybe go speak with Nick. Ask him if I've ever given him something like that to give to you. I have received, but I don't want to do that with you. That's what kids do. But move on. Just go. I knew your return was never gonna last because you're gonna start something. You're gonna want everything to be about you, and when it isn't, you're gonna start trouble. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, Raheem's contract runs out June 30th in 2027, so he's basically got 2 years left. I think, he's going to sit on the money, that's for sure. And I think our best bet is to find ways to reduce that salary if we can't get rid of it. So if he gets a loan somewhere, if we can, cover maybe 50%, which is a lot still, that's still 150K plus a week. That's what we pay our highest earners now. So it was a bad mistake. It's not going to go be shaken off that easily. I just hope maybe one of the Saudis might come in and drop something that he might think about and say, "Hey, look, I've just got 2 years at Chelsea. Let me go here and make the bag." Failing that, I can't really see how we're going to get rid of this geezer.
Go ahead, Dante. You want to add anything else, or should we
Well, that's exactly
switch
what
to the
I
next
said,
topic?
basically. So there's nothing more to add to it, really. It's going to be very hard to move him on. If we do somehow, that'll be a miracle, in my opinion. You can really, really praise the ownership or the directors if they can move him on before that happens, before his contract runs out.
All right, thank you for that. Let's keep going, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 36 likes, and we still have 48 people following the show. We can do a lot better than that. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up here. If we round up, we'll do a bit of news hunting, and I have to take my boys for the piano lessons, but we still have a bit of time there. This year, Jorel Hato to Chelsea. Hato, maybe. This just reads that Chelsea is still active on Jorrel Hato after opening fresh talks. It looks like we're going to get that deal over the line. I don't know if that's even worth discussing, really.
Yeah, look, I know a lot of people want Jorel Hato because they think he's a left back, but he's not a left back. He's a left centre back or a centre back. He's played left back, not his first position. He's still growing because he's very young, so he's getting taller and bigger. He cannot do what Cucurella does. He doesn't. He's not the type that inverts or the one that goes pushes forward. Like Cucurella does to attack, crashing the box, etc. On the outside, like a left winger. He does not do that. So I do really like him. He's very young, 19, but he's been a captain. He's the captain of Ajax. Plays international football. He's a starter for Netherlands, but he's nothing like Cucurella. He's not a real left back. So it just depends what Maresca wants him for. He might use him differently. You can't use him. Look, he can still learn that role, obviously, because he's young. He's very athletic as well, so he can. But he's never done that before. So he's not really, in my personal opinion, he's not that suited to that role. Now, he can play, obviously, left back, left centre back, can do those, no problem. But in the system, if you want someone like Coachella, he's definitely not that guy. Maresca must have something else up his sleeve. If he wants him, he might use him somehow a little bit different. It could be, he's left back, cuts into left centre back, and then we're playing from the right, like we saw in the final. Gusto was the one that was going forward and bombing. Then you can use him. The only question I have with him as well is he's a starter at Ajax, captain, starter for in Netherlands. Is he the type of player that would come and be a basically rotational piece / backup for Cucurella? Depends on the player. So that it's very hard for us to find someone that will actually come and do that because they know they're going to be second fiddle to Cucurella. It's very, very hard. So he's got to have the right mindset. And if he does, well, perfect. But because of what I said, what he's already done and achieved, I think that could be a little hurdle that hopefully we can cross it, but I think that could be a little problem.
Yeah, Bobby, you want to add anything to that?
Um, yeah, I mean, I see the sense in that. I can't say I know that much about him. The only thing I could say in shall I say, for want of a better word, sort of opposition to that, if you can have an opposition to that, is the Swiss Army knife principle, where perhaps this is a player that could not only double up for Cucurella, but double up for Levi Colwill as well, which was initially what we wanted Renato Veiga for. Um, there will be rotational opportunities. He won't be a game in, game out starter. That's not going to happen. It wouldn't happen if he went to Arsenal either. So, unless he wants to stay and finish his career at Ajax, that is going to be his portion should he join any of the big boys, at least initially. So I don't know. We have to wait and see. If he comes, I'll be inclined to believe that Maresca has told him something which he's satisfied with. But Maresca won't BS him. He'll give him the reality and say, hey, look, we've got lots of games. Can I start you ahead of these guys that have been here, done it for me, and so on? That's not going to happen. Will you start some games? Absolutely. Will you rotate? Absolutely. And of course, there are injuries, there's suspensions, and you have to take your opportunities when they come. I think this is the best a big club can give him should he want to move on.
Yeah, Bobby. Yep, 100%. Look, he's not tall. He's not a tall centre back, so he's only 1 meter 81 or 82. So he'll be our shortest centre back by quite a bit. So he's not a tall guy, but he does play majority of his games as centre back for Ajax as well. So that left centre back role. So yeah, look, if Maresca wants him and speaks, I trust Maresca 100%. He wants him that profile, maybe for specific matchups. when the opposition have a faster player, well, he's perfect for that. That's what he is very good at, actually, defending an opposition winger, because he can really do that really well. But yeah, it just depends what Maresca wants him for, and the player, if he accepts that. If he accepts that, and that's where it might be a little stumbling block, just because of what I said. It could be difficult. Hopefully, it happens, because he'll be at great depth, obviously, and he's still very young, so he can still learn quite a bit. But yeah, once you've been a captain for a team, and you're the captain, and you're playing there, and then you're international, starting international player for your country as well, and it's not a small country. So Netherlands is a very competitive spot. So will he be okay with coming and being that type of piece? That's the only worry I have.
Yep. Thank you so much for that. It looks like I was on mute. I was looking for something I wanted to show Dante. But that's, by the way, I cannot understand why is this. I want to swap Jackson for Garnacho. If you're told that they were going to do that, you, and you agree, you should rethink. Uh, what again? Take your time to analyze it. Jackson is valued at 100 million pounds and Garnacho around 40. So I don't think it's straight. I don't think we'd see a straight swap if in fact we do want Garnacho. No,
And his price will
it's not
come
gonna.
down. The longer the transfer window goes, Garnacho's price will come even more if there's no interest. It will come down even more.
Mhm. So it's not going to be like that. Let's see what we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Chances are that Nicolas Jackson will not improve because his minutes will be limited. Aston Villa will be a good destination for him, and Good Evening knows him very well. I don't think he can cope with the environment at Manchester United. I mean, I don't know. I'm not him. Um, can the EPL just start already? Bailey, I think you're happy with the squad.
Can I just
Thank
add
you for saying
something
that.
to
I
that?
had to look and did find out that yeah, I had myself on mute. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I just want to add something to that because we've kind of done it to death, and I feel I've said so much about it already. But there are many factors that are going against the deal for Nicolas Jackson to Man United. One, the environment there. Two, the fans don't really want him. Three, they would much rather have Sesko, and I think they're looking at that deal to see if that's possible. Four, it doesn't make so much sense in that having two African players on the cusp of an African nations coming up just seems a bit weird in terms of your strike force. Five, they have no European football, and they would, if he gets there, he would be their third striker. So the rotation is almost the amount of game time he'll have will be seriously limited, and in an already unhappy camp, somebody's going to be made even more unhappy, and
Sorry,
cause
Bobby, did you
even
say he'll
more.
be third choice striker at Man United?
I mean, they have Mbomo, they have
He's
Hoyland,
not a
and they have
striker.
him.
Yeah, no, Mbemo is playing the 10 behind with Cunha. The striker, obviously, Zerki. He's not. He's starting over Zerki, and he's starting over Hoyland. That's for sure.
Yeah,
He's
that's
starting
that's
over those
correct.
two, especially if they're going to pay 80 million pounds for him. He will be
Well,
starting over those two.
well, that further compounds their problems with fewer games. So it just seems a little bit of an overstretch for me. This is just my opinion. I just think there are just too many ifs and buts for Man United to suddenly decide that's who they want. I don't even know why they want a striker in the first place, because
Mhm.
they have strikers, and they don't have the games to give these strikers. So they are just setting up bigger problems to themselves. The one that could probably be a threat is Villa, because they have Europa League. They do have the games. If they get rid of Ollie Watkins with the pull of their manager, who Jackson knows, I can see that being a little bit tempting. And of course, then Chelsea may decide to put pressure for Morgan Rogers. Who knows? So I don't know. I'm still not convinced in none of this. It's all a bit on the messy side, and it's all a bit of a hard sell coming again from Man United and their propaganda machine because they're trying to offload people. Garnacho being one of them, Anthony being another one. They're trying to even get rid of their what's that defensive midfielder they've got. They're desperate. Yeah, they've done a deal for Marcus Rashford, but that's not going to be enough for them. So it's a hard sell, and it's not tidy.
I can give you one more good reason why Jackson would go to that. Like I said, striker, he'll probably get he'll be the starter. Second is wages, money. He would get a significant pay rise going to Manchester United because he's only on 100,000 with us.
Yeah,
He'll at least minimum get 150 to 200 if he goes there. So he could double his salary. Obviously, agents will push that; they get their fees.
that's a good
They just
point.
paid 300,000 for Mbuemo and Cunha as a week. So he would get a much larger salary than we have at the moment. That could be a little bit tempting as well.
Yeah, that's a point. But that dressing room is not going to be a happy one. That's for sure. It's just not. They have enough problems. I don't care what happens to Man United, to be honest.
No, we don't care.
Long may their problems continue. But I just don't see, all this. Oh, United need a striker. I don't get it, and the more I look at the way they're doing things, and the more I think of how Chelsea did things. I mean, Chelsea really ran with children and the barest minimum when they were outside of the Champions League, and it's just turned out that it was probably the right thing to do. People were saying, "Oh, Chelsea have so many players, this and that and the other." Well, the reason we were able to manage that sort of situation and shut out the ones we don't want and use the ones that we do want is because they were all young, hungry, and unexposed. But United have very experienced, seasoned egos there, and to me, it just seems very odd. You have these two strikers, both of which you pay a king's ransom for, and they're on good wage. Then suddenly you bring in another one, and you
They're
already have
flops,
all the problems
unfortunately,
you
for
have.
now.
Well, it's not going to
They're
do.
flops, and I don't think Amarim really likes either of them, to be honest. So that's why I think the manager wants, and the way they're playing and the
Oh,
way they set up under Amarim, like I said, with the striker
I
and the
know.
two ends being behind, he wants to play a bit deeper and he will run at
I,
teams.
I know what he wants to do,
Yeah,
but these people are on his hands, and they're just going to stink out the place.
yeah.
Footballers are very temperamental people, and if he's bringing in another one just to bench these guys or to freeze these guys out, it's not going to go down well, and you can see why the club is in so many problems.
But that's
I
what
I
we want it to
still
happen, Bobby. So that happens.
yeah,
Exactly right.
I still, a lot of people have forgotten. I still remember how they destroyed the career of Donny van der Beek. I think he's still contracted to them till today, but he's not playing football. That is not a good club at the
Where's
moment.
Van der Beek again?
He's been on loan,
Exactly.
Bobby. He's been on loan for a
On
while now.
loan where?
Jesus Christ.
On loan where?
He was in Spain. It was in Spain last time I remember.
With who?
I
Because
can't
I
remember, Las Palmas or one of those smaller teams. He was on loan for quite a while, for 2 years, 3 years. I think he's gone now. He's gone back to the Netherlands. I think. Double
they've
check.
they've, they've killed that boy's career. I say that to just show how toxic that environment is. And I don't think them recruiting anyone as a striker, not least to mention Nicolas Jackson, even if it's what's the guy from Leipzig? I just mentioned his name and it's gone out of
Yeah, he
my
plays
head.
for Girona. He did sign for Girona, so he has moved to Girona from Man United. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even if it's what's the tall guy? Oh gosh, please. I just mentioned his name. From Leipzig.
Sesko.
Uh Sesko. It's going to be problems for them. I don't know why they want these players. They're just, it's their environment is toxic, and they're just making it worse. I think they would have done better if they just say, okay, let's recruit from the academy, stick with young players while we start to ease out these ones we've got. But they're just in a rush. Oh, bring this person, let's get back to it doesn't work like that. The Chelsea model is the way. And I think they're gonna make things very, very, very bad for themselves should they bring in another striker. And that's not all they want. I think they're looking for a goalkeeper. So you think Onana's just suddenly going to go away? And they're looking for, I think, a centre back. It's insane. And the media goes on about Chelsea. Nobody's saying a word about the mess that's going on. And that really is a mess. The stuff that's going on at Man United is laughable. Anyway, this isn't a Man United show, so
It's good to see though. It's great.
it is.
And then you guys are going to the H place. All right. Thomas Tuchel describing
Just a second.
what's his name? Xavi Simons. I think he worked under him a bit at PSG, right?
Yep.
Not my, so he says that I think his best position is half winger, half 10, so he can be free. That's an excellent definition of the sort of player he is. He needs a bit of freedom because he can drift to the flanks, so he can be free. He is technically strong, calm with the ball, and very good in front of goal. He scores some delicious goals, and I don't think he's lightweight. I think it was Bobby that was concerned that he's heard something to the effect of him being lightweight. But this kid, he's an excellent 10. Good vision. The sort of passes he orchestrates, it doesn't matter where he is and how many people he has in front of him. Just make the run, he will find you. The good news is that he is attracted to our project. He's opened the door. He wants to join us, even though Bayern, I've heard, are also interested. There are other clubs being mentioned, Arsenal also. But at the time, the report in question did say something to the effect of Arsenal's priority at the time being getting the Jokeres deal across the line. But I don't think they'd come for him now. I don't think so. If they sign him now, then Magic might well just say he's going back to Chelsea because I don't think he benches Odegaard as their 10. Maybe if they use two tens and all that, even without him, actually, I think Magic being a starter, we'll find out. But that's by the way, I think we've always known that this guy, we're signing him because he brings good balance. It's more of a 10. All the other 10s we have at the club currently are players that are versatile enough to be able to fulfill the 10 role. None of them, for me, I don't remember any being traditionally a 10, but Siemens traditionally a 10, and I think that will bring good balance rather than signing. Who was that people were saying we should go for? Yildiz? And Yildiz will be more of the same players we have. Doesn't bring good balance. But let's hear you, Dante, your thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. He's that sort of left wing slash 10, but that's what we need. We need another left winger and the versatility to play in behind as well. He's perfect against low blocks because then he'll be an inside forward when we play against low blocks. Cucurella overlaps, then he comes in as a 10 next to Palmer. So, yeah, I think he's perfect for the system. He assists a lot and he plays with his head up all the time. That's why he gets a lot of
He
assists.
has excellent vision.
Excellent vision. He's not that small because he's 179, so he's actually not a bad height. But he's got the really short, powerful legs, a very strong core, and dribbles very close with the ball at his feet. So he's a very, very technical player as well. But like I said, to be able to do that and have your head up all the time, for me personally, that's massive. I look at that as being, the ultimate because that's extremely hard to do to have your head up and dribble the ball that closely, not looking down or anywhere, just always your head up and scanning. Hence why he has so many assists. So yeah, I think he'll fit the role perfectly. I think he's a great player and 22, but very, very experienced. Played a lot of games, won a lot of silverware already as well. Again, international for Netherlands as well, starter there as well. So yeah, I think it'll be a great signing if we get him. It just gives us a little bit of extra cover for Cole Palmer as well if he gets injured or something, and obviously left wing as well for Giddens. Perfect competition. Against low blocks, he will be the one to go for to start. Against non-low blocks, well, then you start Giddens. So it's a great headache for Maresca to have. It's another tool in his arsenal that he will use really well.
He's really good with his back to the goal too.
Yes, shooting, everything. But like I said, number one for me, head up when he shoots, when he play. One thing I criticize Madueke a lot, he doesn't play with his head up. Hence, he'll never have assists, that many assists, or not even goals that many, but definitely assists. This guy is the opposite. He's got that technical ability, close ball control with head up all the time. For me, that's a massive tick.
Yeah, and Jackson should stay. I hope he stays. We've talked about that. Then before I go to Bobby, Yugesh Panta says even if Nico and Garnacho are separate deals, why go for Garnacho if the manager wants him? I'm not going to question that, even though I don't want him. Why not just get cash for Nico or just keep him? I don't think it's a matter of what we want alone. It's a matter of what United want alone. Want also. Garnacho is not great on the ball and a bad successful dribble percentage. 8 out of 37. That's poor, really. I don't want him. But if we sign him, we're doing that for again. We did that for a reason, which I'd say definitely includes the manager also agreeing to his signing. So I don't know. I don't want him, but if it happens, I'm not gonna complain. I'll just support him, be a fan, be the 12th man that I that I should be, and not complain about it. And I don't think me complaining from now till tomorrow changes anything if the club if they really want him. And right now, he's not again a priority. He's not going to be. He's not a priority for us. I think Simons is the priority because he brings balance. Traditionally a 10 slash winger, but mainly again traditionally a 10, but can also play on either flanks. If that makes sense. Bobby, I don't know. You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, you guys are more experts on Xavi Simons. The only thing I'll say is, um, I don't know if you can hear me because my
I can
mic
hear you
wasn't
crystal
close to
clear.
my mouth. Preseason starts in 2 weeks. So if Siemens is going to happen, it should happen within that time, really. As I said, I don't know that much about him, but this reminds me of the kind of thing the club does with all the Jackson story and the constant story of Garnacho and so
Mhm.
on. And then suddenly, bang, they get their real target. I think Garnacho has been going on for so long that if he was somebody they were keen on, they would have done it by now. Um, because Man United are twerking so much that their hips are broken. They're really trying to sell this
Jesus
guy.
Christ.
You know, him, him,
I
him,
didn't say anything.
him in particular. They're like, oh, please come and get this guy. And I don't think Chelsea's that interested, to be honest. As I said, if they were, it would have been done by now. But they're allowing the story to keep going because it's entertainment and it takes some pressure off the other deals. What I don't like is the amount of publicity that's coming um, to this story. Because if indeed he's well, maybe it's like the kittens, an open secret. Because if indeed they were after him, Xavi Simons, it's now so public. The club don't really like operating like that. But we'll see. They did it with Gittens. Maybe they'll do it with this guy.
Yeah,
It's
and
you that sold me on him, coach. I
so
listened
on
to you.
Xavi Simons, yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
yes,
listened to you, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
coach knows what he's
But
talking about.
I'm happy you talked about Yildiz yesterday because a lot of Chelsea fans were, you could say, drawing comparison between him and Yildiz,
You did,
which,
yeah.
without paying attention to the fact their profiles are different. I don't know Yildiz very well, but I know he's a winger traditionally. And
Yeah, he
again,
is.
and I know that Simmons is a 10 traditionally capable of playing on either flanks too, which is the sort of versatility we're looking in players these days.
And that's who we are actually looking for,
Exactly.
because we've
That's
got our
exactly
wing.
the profile we're looking for. Yeah. So yeah,
Especially if
he'd be a
Nkunku
good
goes.
signing. We started looking at him, Bobby, when he was, I think, should be 6'7" at the time.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been this regime. That would have
No,
been.
no, no, under Roman, yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's all good. If you guys have seen him and you say he's the biscuits and the sliced bread, I'm all for it. I don't know why. I know the player, but I don't know the player. He's somebody that I know.
I
I
mean,
think
we
who's he
don't know
play for? I
every
think he's a
player. I
Spanish
knew nothing about
international.
Yildiz
Yeah,
until we
Yildiz,
started talking about him.
I've watched quite a lot. I've watched him play for Turkey. I've watched him play for Juventus. This guy, I think he plays for Spain, doesn't he? Xavi Simons is a Spanish player.
No, 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 Dutch.
Oh, he's a Dutch player. Gosh,
Yeah, he's
that makes
Dutchman.
it even worse. I've heard the name so many times. Have I watched him? No, not really. So that's why it's new to me. But hey, look, if he seems to fit the profile, and if he does, then my mine is hurry up and bring him in, because as I've said, for us preseason starts in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now, because our game against Leverkusen is on the 9th of August. So yeah, it's about 2 weeks, 2 weeks plus, because they'll be in camp before that game. So we need to get these things done and get these guys here. We don't need to start having distractions when we're focusing on what's going to be. We need to hit the ground running, for the league. We've got Crystal Palace at home. They're never easy. FA Cup holders. Hopefully, we'll get to see what they can do, and they'll remind us of their strengths in the Charity Shield, and we could be able to take advantage of that where we're going to have to. But if we think that this season will be as full of gaps to be able to make mistakes and all that happened last season, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Not look at the squads that Arsenal, City, and Liverpool have assembled. It's going to be tough going. It's going to be even Newcastle and Forest.
Newcastle's still not quite there. They're trying to hold on to Isaac, but I don't think. But
Uh,
Liverpool, they've moved on. Or do they still want Isaac? I don't
no,
think
it
uh,
doesn't make sense now.
it doesn't. It wouldn't make
Isak
sense.
stayed
Yeah.
for this summer. It's not the competition's going to be fierce,
Yeah.
and then we've got Europe, and being world champions, it puts a little bit of a target on our back. So we've got to be cute about how we go out there, and that's why our squad depth is so important. And um, I feel if this guy is who you say he is, I would be more confident going into the season,
And I can assure you who he is, Bobby. I can assure you
especially,
he is.
especially if we keep our front three. I would be more confident. And if
Yeah.
Nkunku goes, I really wouldn't be that bothered if Simmons is who you say he is.
All right. This reads. Hope the time the Xavi deal happens by tomorrow. Just few things left. Nako Gonzana. I think I pronounced that one correctly. I should be proud of myself. But Nako, thank you for saying that. And Nako here is also saying I would choose Xavi. Then those are the players for me that are targeted. Yeah, the same thing. He brings a balance. And Nako, it looks like this is your first time here. If that's the case, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us here. Your opinion matters. We don't have to agree. I don't have to agree to your opinion. You don't have to agree to mine. With again, we put two and two together, try to come to a sensible conclusion. So feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. We have somebody that's joined here, but I can't see his comment on the main screen, and that from Victor Okenleziemo or Garaya. I know the meaning of that name. Would have loved to have your to highlight your comment on the screen, but I just cannot. Maybe you joined from Facebook or so. But thank you for joining us. So Xavi Simons looks like it's going to happen. He's opened the door. He wants to come to Chelsea, probably realizing that yeah, we've been wanting to sign him for 1,000 years right now. Still, Fabrizio Romano here saying that Xavi Simons is keen on the move. That's very important to me, and it looks like that's the sort of players we're signing these days.
What's David
Um,
Ornstein saying?
on him, nothing. He hasn't said anything. Maybe he has, but
Mm,
I've not seen any. So
that's
Mike Mayo wanted to come to us, but yeah, that one didn't happen. Gittins wanted to come to us. All the players we want to sign, we're signing these days. All
Coach.
one.
If you're not hearing from Ornstein, then you have to take this a little bit.
I'm good. I'm good with Fabrizio alone. Honestly, there is you can say it depends on who you ask. Some would tell you that Austin is tapping merchant, but both are good. Both are reputable journalists. They have good sources. Usually, you don't hear from Austin, and probably until the deal is on the verge of completion. They don't get it right all the time. They're humans, and Fabrizio hardly ever gets it wrong. Actually, the only Chelsea story I wouldn't say he got it wrong. Maybe we changed our mind. He did say at the time that we've sealed the Gvardiol to Chelsea deal. That yeah, he will become a Chelsea player. I can't quite remember what date he mentioned at the time, but something changed. Not up to him. We did. Yeah, I can't quite remember what happened at the time, but
More
that's by the way.
recently, he pushed the Mike Mignon thing very hard.
And at some
Like,
point contradicted himself, right? I
yeah.
remember that. But
So
yeah,
this one, until I see him holding up a Chelsea shirt, I'm not really.
it looks like it's going to happen. I have strong belief that it's going to happen. I hope Arsenal don't come back in, but I think the fact that he said, let me just read through again the report we have on the screen. Xavi Simons is keen on the move. He likes the project of Chelsea. Of course, we're winning stuff, and the players are doing well. And so the conversation is now going to be ongoing in the next days between Chelsea and Leipzig on the transfer fee. But Xavi Simons is the next big target for Chelsea. And I think we're going to get that across the line. And I want us to sign him. I want us to sign him. I
And the
believe
agent
Esteva will
is
become a regular starting player within the next, uh, the first few weeks. What do you think? It's a possibility, but he may well need Bobby. I think Bobby have said that a billion times on here, and chances are that may well end up being the case. He may well need you know,
A
few
few
months,
months.
few games. Chances are he'd hit the ground running, but be prepared to give him time. But go ahead, Bobby, what you were saying.
That kid's gonna need till at least December to find his feet here. The Premier League is a whole different beast. He's a good player. This isn't the Club World Cup. This isn't Copacabana. This is the good old English Premier League. Blood, sweat, and thunder, pace, power. And people may say, okay, the Premier League is full of foreign players. Yeah, foreign players playing the English way with even more intensity. So he is going to need time. He's
And
only
if he
20.
comes in, it turns out he doesn't need one, fine. But we should be prepared to give him time.
Absolutely, absolutely, we should. He's what, 18 years old? Gosh, I mean, come on, guys. Are just we set impossible standards for people sometimes. Who was it that was? I think was he on this platform yesterday that actually was there, and he said he saw Todd Bowley, had a chat with him, and
Bonfadinho,
yeah, yeah. I mean, and
he's a convert.
well, he saw Esteval up close and personal, and I'm
Shook
hoping
hands
to
with
see him
Bolly,
soon.
was all
Yeah,
positive about the owners,
yeah,
which was
yeah. Which he said he wasn't always, but then he said that Bali was more quiet and distant, and I don't mind that either. But the fact of the matter is, having seen these guys in the flesh, you get a greater appreciation of their capabilities, and they need time. They need
Or maybe
time.
try even doing something as simple as seeing things objectively and not just follow the punch or maybe follow the crowd. You
Absolutely.
see you make sense of what they're trying to do. I get it. They're not perfect, but if you take a step back, look at what they're doing. Try and be open minded. Look at things again from a broader perspective. Then you be able to make sense of it and not just join the gang of people saying Claire Lake out. Let's riot. Let's go bring down Stamford Bridge out. It's senseless.
That's crazy.
So that wouldn't even change anything.
It
But
would
go
just
ahead, what
make
you were saying, Bobby.
it would just make things worse. At
Hmm.
the time I was saying it, and now I'm saying it. Okay, if they're good, if they go, who do you want to come in? Who? You think the next person will be any better? The next person, not that that's ever going to happen, but they would come in without the restrictions these guys came in with.
They all
You
want
know,
Ratcliffe, Bobby.
yeah. Oh, please. They don't think. They act so emotionally. It's unbelievable. Let these people do their job. It's not easy. Growth is painful sometimes. And yes, mistakes have been made. But if there's one thing you can't take away from these owners is their persistence. They're not shy to invest. They've certainly thrown money at the playing staff, so you can't accuse them of that. And they want to win just as much as we do. Look at their faces when we won this Club World Cup, and they were genuinely elated. Does it mean they're as emotionally invested as Roman? No, but football, the income in football comes from winning, nothing else.
Yeah.
You don't earn money in football by by
Yeah, thank
by
you, Bobby. Just
losing.
one second, Dante. I don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can't. It just doesn't make sense to say they're not here to win. They're just here for profit. How are they going to make the profit if they don't win? And you think they
Exactly.
don't know? Yeah,
Exactly.
make profit by flipping how many players before you get to how much they paid for the club and how much they spent on signing players. It's just senseless. Just for the sake of you could say sounding as cool as the others that were bashing the club. Some of them
Mm.
became accountants overnight.
Yeah, yeah. And some of them have had direct access to Chelsea books.
Exactly.
They start telling us that, oh, they're borrowing money from here. These are investors. So investors, they shift liquidity around. It doesn't mean to say they're borrowing. They're probably borrowing for themselves. You know how they sold the hotel to themselves and the women's club to themselves. They shift their assets
It's
around.
just exploiting the loopholes that allow Chelsea to do well, spend how much they want to spend to get in the best players, but yet they're not paying
Right.
attention to those things. Here's the funniest, the most funny thing I'm seeing of late: the transition between being the most negative set of fans or transition from bashing the owners, name calling them to becoming so nice, to talking about,
Mm,
oh, Xavi Simons with Champions League experience, that's good. Wow,
yeah.
Maresca, that was good statement from Maresca saying, yeah, Chelsea, I just don't want to respond. I'm
Well,
just,
I'm
Yeah,
happier that they are
that's it.
like that than the other way.
no,
You
I'm
know,
happy, but the transition is funny, really.
it is funny. It shows that they were so wide off the mark that it's ridiculous. But you know what? Their fans, if they come round, fine. But if they start getting silly again, any little thing that happens, then I'll be like, "Do you know what? Please go and support somebody else."
Yeah. Shanks changed his name to Charles now to Mr. T. Identity crisis for you. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Both are good, but both have their strengths and weaknesses. Who and who you? Okay, I'm not sure. Are you talking about Jorrel Hato? I'm sorry, I can't read the language you had that written in. Apologies for that. But big up to you too, Shanks or Charles. Much love to you. Always nice to see you. We will have a bright future. Always. My concern has always been the immediate future, but yeah, I'm not concerned about the immediate future anymore. Actually, yeah, that's Shanks. That's Charles right there. Look at what this brother said, Bobby, because she was saying we don't know who the next owner will be, and this brother said the next owner might be Didi.
Did he say?
Yeah.
Oh my
And just
god.
when you
Yeah,
talked
from
about
Villa,
how
yeah.
they're saying clear it out, and
Yeah,
you did say something to the effect of, okay, who's gonna become the new owner?
yeah, yeah.
But that's a good one, really. Let's see. No
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I'm
And the
gonna kick you if
kickoffs
I see
all
you on the
over the
floor.
place.
Yeah. So let's go news hunting, and then we'll call it a day. I have to take the boys for piano lessons. And Dante, don't get into trouble because yeah, you're in Dubai. Probably you go to the beach every 3 hours, right?
Oh, Dante's in
Pool
Dubai.
beach,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, he's having some fun.
Wow. He's
You
living the
know.
life, you know? Gosh,
Yeah, I
Dubai, that
am.
must
And
be.
it's good. So far, very good. Yes.
All right, let's see if anything new has emerged. Okay, Bayer Leverkusen again. Bayer Leverkusen and Juventus are both interested in Chelsea outcast Raheem Sterling, but he will still be on loan. Hopefully, he'll accept going on loan to those places. I think he will because it doesn't affect his salary, or he might well just decide no, he wants to stay in England just to make life difficult for Chelsea.
Well, at that
Um,
point, he would just be making life difficult for himself because, he is a footballer. Unless he wants to stop playing football and just live off do a Winston Bocardi, um, I think he'll take those offers.
Yeah, it's one heck of a situation. Atletico Madrid have made significant progress in recent hours towards signing Renato Veiga. A deal is now close, but they will not reach the 14 million euros figure requested by Chelsea. They will not. Even 35 is fine. We paid how much for him? 12 million pounds, right? Or 11 point something.
12 plus
So,
2. 12 plus 2,
sorry?
but then we also loaned him out for 3 million to Juventus. So basically 10.
Okay, so we'll be making nearly 100% profit.
Yeah. Triple in. Yeah.
Triple, yeah. So not bad. Anything else? Nothing important. Neil is in contact with the staff of Blue Co and would like to bring Axel the Sisi in, but the Saudi club will have competition. Villarreal are due to make a loan offer on Tuesday to launch negotiations, but Chelsea will prefer a permanent transfer. So I don't know. Again, him going to Saudi if he wants. Because yeah, a lot of people don't know that that's how it works. You don't just sell a player to a potential buyer. The player would want to join the club before. Uh, that works. So nothing new here, honestly. I don't know anything else you guys want us to talk about, or should we call it a day? I think it's been an excellent discussion.
No, I'm good. I need to go to bed. You kept me up enough anyway.
Yeah, and you need to go also get ready to go out to the beach.
I need to work on my tan a little bit more tomorrow. Yeah, so
Don't get sunburned.
no, no, no. I'm pretty good with that. I'm not.
All right, Bobby, anything else you want to talk about, bro, before we call it a day?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just kind of wonder why Villarreal just doesn't want to buy this guy. What's all this loaning stuff? But
I'd rather he goes to Saudi, but if they're not serious, Villarreal, you could say
Risk
I
free
don't
for them.
know.
That's why it's buying him is more risky. So
Yeah,
they're all trying to
on
get a
loan if it
bargain.
doesn't work,
Basically,
they bail.
they know he's not wanted here, and they're all trying to get a bargain. That is the problem when you do that. That you don't have much leverage in those situations, unfortunately.
hmm,
And Villarreal, I must say, they probably must be looking for. You can say that issue with him, issue of him, you could say making silly mistakes under the slightest of pressure. I think that be an issue for them. So they want to see whether he can cope or maybe change. But at his age, I think it's not something I see him overcoming.
No,
hmm.
he won't.
Yeah.
He's not going to improve technically anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's not the best. We knew immediately that he was gonna be the odd one out. the moment Enzo Maresca arrived, we knew that's it for him.
Yep. If you studied Maresca and you looked at what he did, yeah, definitely. He was the one we said, him, Chilwell, probably
And we
Sterling.
knew Chilwell too. We knew that was it for Chilwell. Even
Yep.
before he
Even
said,
Gallagher.
actually during training. We knew
Even
that was
Gallagher,
it.
to be honest.
Bobby, anything else you want to say before we call it a day?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Good.
All right, I want to say thank you to Constantine Dantu, the captain of the community, and our senior panelists. And Bobby, I appreciate you both for finding the time to be with me on the panel. It's been an excellent discussion. I want to say thank you to Mr. T, aka Shanks, aka Charles. Identity crisis, right there. YB, thank you for joining us. Who else was here? Yugesh Panta was also here. We had Judson Souza, Bernard Adewa, all of you, a lot of people were here, and Mikhail, my bro, we've come a long way. And if I missed your name, apologies, I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. Then they for cowboy set, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to them, there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. Then they for cowboy set, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to them, there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Through every change.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe.